And we are live. Let me get everything ready. Make sure we are good. Still going. All right, we are good now. So let's see, get this refreshed. Again, one last time, because I think we're good now. All right, Yang, who I just talked to, saying hi in the chat. Go out and get it. Yes, sir. So today we're going to talk about top 5 tips new eBay sellers need to know. Eric, what's up in the live chat? 10 watching now, growing, getting everybody in. And maybe I should go live on Instagram. Let me see. All right, go live real quick. Dallas in the house from Aaron. J-Dog, what's up? Richard, what's good, bro? All right, and we're live on Instagram too. So top 5 new eBay sellers, tips eBay sellers need to know, today's topic. So deformity shot, E. Edwards, hi from Atlanta. There we go, Green Granny Resale, Jam 356, what's up? JJ, can you hear me? Is the sound good? Do I have to get closer to the mic? Let me know. Timothy, what's up? Let's see, making sure we're good on the sound before we continue. Let me know if eBay sales have been doing pretty good for you the last 2 weeks. I know for sure it's been real good for me last couple of weeks. And I think everybody is kind of getting back from vacation and stuff, so that really helps. Hopefully just get back on track. School starts up, everybody can get back to the normal routine so that we can get some sales going. But the last 2 weeks been really, really good with especially cleats, a lot of the NFL stuff, Cowboys. That stuff's been selling really, really good for me. I sold, I think I got like a polo, those polo shirts from last one. I sold, I think 4 of those. I did sell a pullover Nike sweatshirt from Burlington. I got it for $16.99. I sold it for $65. So a lot of the NFL stuff should be going good. Ray, what's up? $100 profits on cleats. Nice. Timothy and Oscar's the listed cleats today. Started to pick up last Friday. So that's good too to hear. Let's see how much for the polos. I've been selling them for about 35 to 40 range. I got those for $12 at Ross, the Cowboys ones at least. And looks like we got an offer. It just came in for the Mercurials. That's pretty cool. So I'll check that right now. Bought some cleats too for 16, sold for 50. That's from Timothy. Sold them in 2 weeks. JJ, there we go. So it sounds a little bit better. Nice. Selling mad cleats and golf shoes, still steady moving for sure. A lot of the cleats, everybody's been kind of listing those, and they've been selling really, really good. So keep listing, especially the cleats. Alex Smithy says cleats at Burlington, $16.99, sold for $140. So anything you've sold recently, or even any like Ross Burlington finds, let me know in the chat on Instagram or on YouTube, and give you guys some shout outs. Young Retro Aficionado on the super chat, $10. Get yourself a nice dinner. Appreciate that. So I'll hang out with Young pretty soon. We're going to hang out on a merch conference. We'll let everybody know about that too. So thanks, Young, for the $10. Let's see. Any profit in track and field cleats? That's a little bit difficult. I guess it just depends on those cleats. I mean, some of them, yes, but a lot of them, they're really, really cheap, and they don't really sell for a whole lot. You probably can make some profit on it, but some of them are worth checking out, but you just have to do the research on it, but not as good as like soccer and the football cleats. Bennett Penguins jersey, $14.99, sold for $50. High-end soccer cleats showing up at Burlington. I haven't seen any yet, so it's good to know. It's from Ray. Let's see what else. I think that was Jaguars, Falcons jersey and Jaguars jersey. That's kind of interesting. Who did you pick up? Falcons and Jaguars. Is it? I sold the Roddy White one to a friend. He really wanted it. So I sold that one to him. But let me know what players you picked up, player jerseys. Kind of interested in that. When do you think cleats are going to stop selling? I think we're good for the next. I mean, football season's just starting. Of course, like high school teams, things like that, they've been practicing already. So right now is like they're really, really in good need of them. But I mean, for the rest of the year, I think you're really, really good to go on cleats. I wouldn't worry about that. I would just keep listing, keep trying to find football and soccer cleats, as many as possible. So, and get those listed. Giants Eli Manning jersey for $20 at Marshall's. Now that's a super good deal. I think I saw that one, right? You, it was like the sewn one, or I've had someone send it to me. Sewn one. I think the retail was like $150 for that Eli Manning jersey. NFL stuff, definitely pick it up right now. It is gonna sell within probably like next 2 weeks. Football's already starting up preseason in what, a week or so, week and a half. So look at that. I found Tempo 5 for $20 each. And let's see, Allen Robinson salute to service jersey for Burlington, at Burlington for $10. So that's a really, really good deal. That's the Jaguar, one of the Jaguar jerseys. What kind of boxes do you ship the size 17 KDs in? Luckily, they just fit into the USPS shoe box, so I was able to do that. They just barely fit in there. What's up? Gary V says, audio bro. What? For the podcast, need an epic guest. Hint, hint. I know, right? So that's cool. That's on Instagram. Let's see. Jose Martinez, what's up? And Zach is in the house. Says, what's up, Glenn? So pretty cool. Looks like everybody's just like slowly getting in. Chargers sewn jerseys, $15. Retail for $150. I noticed a lot of people doing that too. Caroline, I think, posted recently on Instagram. I think she found quite a bit of Chargers jerseys that have been selling. I think pretty good too. And my problem with Ross, I'll find something good, but it'll get destroyed or marked. That's been my problem with the soccer balls. Like, I know a lot of people have been selling the Nike soccer balls. Every time I go, people have already been kicking them around. They don't even have like the original box around it. It's supposed to come with it. So I don't know. People have been, that's the way Ross works. Stuff all over the floor and people just taking advantage of everything. So it kind of sucks. Jeff and Timothy, yes, I will see you guys in Phoenix. And Fashions for the Family says hi from Arizona. So I have been sending out a couple of the emails for the Phoenix meetup. So you guys will get that if you haven't already, and where we're going to meet up and everything. So I'm still getting those emails out. Even a lot of the Instagram messages, I'm still going through that. I got kind of like an explosion of stuff, emails too. So Rad Seller will also be there, and Green Granny Resale will also be there. So there we go. 4 people in the chat that will be in the Phoenix meetup. So I'm super pumped for that. And let's see who else is here. Volgotron, very nice. What do you look for on the New Balance shoes? So a lot of the New Balance shoes have been selling pretty good. If you guys might find those at Burlington. I think they're about $30, roughly selling for about 90 range. And a lot of those are the made in the USA ones. Those do really, really good. That's what I would really look for. And you'd probably see them at Burlington, the green ones, different green. You'd probably see them behind me, and like some of the blue colorways, made in the USA. Look out for those. Fashion for the Family, when is it? It's on August 5th, so about a week and a half away. If you want to go to my website, hustlerhacks.com/meetup, and you want to sign up, I can just send you the details when we're going to meet up. And I'm going to be doing some giveaways. I'm going to be giving away some Hustler Hacks gear besides just the this thing. Besides these, I'm also going to be giving away some like Ross gift cards, Marshall's gift cards. It's going to be like free raffles and stuff. So it's going to be really, really cool. But sign up there on the site. MessyTube, what's your email? It's hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. If you want to email me. Can you come to Atlanta? I know I'm trying to get different places. I will be also Denver later on in the year, and tiny bit in Seattle. I'll be there too. So there you go. Retro Aficionado, I want some Hustler Hack swag, and the same thing from Rad Seller. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving away some cool stuff. Hustler Hacks branded stuff and gift cards. So, all right, so start the show. Top 5 tips new eBay sellers need to know. And the reasons why, well, really the reason why I wanted to do this video is because of the emails that I've been getting. A lot of newbie questions that come in, and some of this stuff I have answered before, but some of the stuff might be new. I just think it's really cool to also just talk about it, because a lot of people are just in different stages right now on selling on eBay, and a lot of newbies coming in, especially with the cleats. When we talked with Hustlebee, and he'd been doing some really good stuff on the cleats. And what I like about his story is that he's a new seller. He's been doing it for what, 4 to 6 months or less. So it was really cool to hear his story. But a lot of newbies getting in, and I just figured to answer a lot of these questions at the same time. So, all right. So the first one, top 5 tips, especially if you're brand new, sell everything you don't use. And if you don't wear it or it's collecting dust and it's just sitting there, get rid of it. I don't care if you've already been spending money on different items for sourcing. Get rid of this stuff, because first off, you want to make some room in your house wherever you're going to be selling. And at the same time, you want to just like get rid of a bunch of stuff that's already been cluttering up and building up in your house. I kind of have this rule too. I mean, if you haven't used something in 1 full year, just get rid of it, sell it. Even if it is going, I mean, I wouldn't do this, but if you go to Plato's Closet just to make some money back, I get it, because you want to just declutter. But it's like Rad Seller says, it is good practice to sell the junk that you have on eBay first. What I like about that too is that you're not risking any money from your paycheck. If you are, working full time, then you're not risking that type of money into new products, anything like that. You're starting off slow. You're getting rid of stuff that you already have that you're not using. And what I also liked about that too is that you know how much you actually spent on that item. When it comes to finding Ross finds, Burlington finds, there's people that are like, hey, Glenn, I'm not a sneakerhead. I really don't know much about this product. What can I do? How can I learn more and more about it? And that's going to take some time, but at least with the stuff that you already have, you already know, hey, I bought this a year ago. I spent 30 on it. Let's just see what it's selling for now. I remember I did this when it was like some watch that I never really used, and I looked it up. It was still selling for like a good $100. I was like, you know what? I don't use it. Let's get rid of it. And just decluttering away. And now you have some money to reinvest in your business. So that definitely helps. Number 2, and this is really, really crucial too, because I get a lot of emails from this on why their stuff isn't selling. You have to build up your feedback, and you have to learn how eBay works. And I know watching other YouTubers or my channel, or even, Hustlebee and how well he's been doing, a lot of people want to just, jump right in and start making money right now, but they don't really know how eBay really works. So I recommend a couple of things. Number 1, to build up the feedback. If you have 0 feedback and you're starting off with like Ross finds, you're listing Kobe's, you're listing LeBron's, even some of the high-end cleats. If you have 0 feedback, why would I trust you as a seller if you haven't done it yet? You haven't sold anything. You're selling high-end stuff that I'm technically going to spend $100 or more. Why would I trust you if you haven't done it yet? Do you know what you're doing? Are you going to ship the right product? Is it going to come in on time? Do you know how everything works? And I think that's how a buyer looks at it. And if they see that big fat 0 on there, they're not really going to look at that and be, trusting in your account. So I would build that up. And this listing has already ended, but I was trying to like find stuff I could put into the chat. But let me put this on here. So this already ended, but if you want to click on that link, if you're on YouTube watching it, click on that link. It already ended, but it is for a sports card, of course, Dolphins, because I'm a Dolphins fan, but 99 cents, free shipping. And this is also what I kind of started off buying when I was helping out my family business, because they had zero on their eBay account. They never did anything like that. So to kind of build up the feedback, really, really cheap products. This is probably one of the cheapest you're going to find. $1 free shipping. So what's good about this is that you get to see how eBay works. You get this card in, but buying something from somebody using PayPal, cool. You get to track to see how long to see when it starts coming in. And then once you get it in, okay, cool. Now you get to leave positive feedback for somebody else. So you get to see how eBay works, and just relatively cheap product. And you get to build your feedback, leave positive feedback for each other, and build that up too. So you can build it up as a buyer, and eventually you're going to build it up as a seller. But I would do as a buyer first with very, very cheap items. And just keep this in mind too, like later on, if you do want to sell shoes, you do want to sell Ross finds, things you find at Burlington, those stores, and maybe your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, cousin, somebody is interested in buying shoes, and you know they're going to buy shoes, why not check eBay, see who's selling them, and buy a product that you're eventually going to sell as well. So when you get that product in, how did they ship it? What kind of box did it come in? Some of them actually say how much they spent on postage. Some of them don't. But did you receive it in good condition? How can you improve and be better than this seller that sent it to you? But at least you get to see overall how it's working and what you can do to improve your own store to make money on eBay. So that's number one and number two. And let me go back into the chat. So let's see what's going on. Javier says, shout out, what's up on Instagram. Oh man, let me go back. Let me see. You can also buy supplies off eBay to build feedback. So very true. You can do that, and helps your business get a better deal there. And it looks like I was frozen. All right, it looks like I'm back. Buying is always the fun part. Listing and taking pics is the hard work. And that could be fun too. I mean, I don't mind like sitting there and just listing a whole bunch of stuff, listening to music or Gary Vee talks or something. How do you become a top-rated seller? That's a good question. That has to do with shipping. I think 1 day shipping time is one of them. Let me read. I don't know everything right off the bat. Let me see how to become one, but I know for sure the 1 day shipping time or quick shipping time is one of them. So to become a top-rated seller, you must have been active for at least 90 days. You must also meet sales and tracking requirements for performance standards. You have at least 100 transactions with US buyers over the most recent 12-month period. You have at least 1,000 in sales with US buyers over a 12-month period. You've uploaded valid shipment tracking to eBay within your promised handling time for at least 95% of transactions in the US buyers in the last 3 months. 1 business day handling time. If a buyer pays on Tuesday, you need to upload tracking by 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. So they go through this kind of thing if you want to look it up, but that's more or less most of it. And the transaction defect rate, the percentage of sellers' transactions that have any of the following transaction-related defects, which is the eBay money-back guarantee or seller-initiated transaction cancellation. So yeah, they have kind of quite a bit of rules on there. But if you want to look it up, I can put in the link here. If you want to see other details to be a top-rated seller, and of course you can save some money on postage with that. So there it is. I put that on the live chat. Let me see. Mr. Good Deals, what's good, Glenn? What's up? Let me see on here. You can use some gift cards. Okay, that's from Vogeltron. Is it too flooded with the Nike Untouchable cleats? Mine are moving slow. Not necessarily. I think it also depends on the colorway and the size that you have. Like my size 11 in any of the colorways, they sold super quick, and all of them went for about $100. So those went quick on that. Size 11 and 10 and a half are doing really, really good for the men's football cleats. If you have a size like 13 or size 14, they're going to move a little bit slower. I have size 13s that have just been kind of sitting here. And I think the other cleats that I got, the Alpha Menace cleats, those I only have a size 12, and I sold 2 of those. So size 12 is a little up and down, but might have to do with the colorway and your size that you got. Danny Ryder's in the house. What's up? We'll meet Danny over there in Phoenix. Let me see. If I sold a pair of cleats on eBay and it was my first sale, how long will it take to get my money? PayPal will have, I don't know. I think for new sellers, it's kind of tough when it comes to that, because I know PayPal will hold it for a brief time and then you can eventually get it out of there. But yeah, like it says, it depends. If the buyer gives you positive feedback, you will get it sooner or it arrives. So yeah, that's one of the difficulties with being a new seller and what happens with that, with PayPal holding your money. Let me see. Caught my eye at Ross right away. There were 11s. There we go. 915 gang represent. Yes, sir. And let's see. Let me go back up. Had my best profit yet yesterday. Tagged you in a post on Facebook. Let me see if you want to check it out. Yeah, let me check on that, Zach. I know we had trouble too because I was trying to check on Instagram. I don't know what happened. But yeah, if they leave positive feedback first, then you will get your money quicker for sure on that. I started selling a few months ago, and best advice: take detailed pictures and describe item of any flaws. Shipping items securely, knowing that it is going to be handled by many people. That's from Victor. Yes, really good advice there. And the detailed pictures, though, I know we've talked about it before, but that's like, I mean, that's a given. If you don't want to deal with returns and people asking you a bunch of questions on your item, yes, take like the best pictures you possibly can. Also try to fill up at least 10 to 12 of your photos on your listing. That's really, really going to help you. You don't have to answer a bunch of questions all the time. Even some of the pictures that I've noticed, some people just leave the actual measurements on there. You can do that too, but just try to eliminate all questions, and people will definitely look at your item and they'll probably sell quicker. Randy Joy, love Didi's discounts. There we go. Let me go back up. Let me see. Man, where am I? Okay. Victor, I've only sold, let's see, I've sold about 100 items and only 1 return. So there we go. Better pictures. How did the Barcelona jersey sell? I think, is that one for me or for somebody else? I think I'm still holding to that one. Is there a cheaper way to ship shoes other than Priority? Not really. I mean, you can use the Priority. We use the Priority USPS, the shoebox. If they do fit in the padded flat rate envelope, you can do that too. But more than likely, I mean, you're going to have to go Priority for that stuff. Also, they're going to get it quicker. So that's going to help you on the shipping stuff. Can you use original pictures from online of the product? I wouldn't use any stock photos, period. Stay away from it. Take your own photos. Even though those, of course, photos look clean, if someone's going to buy high-end cleats, Jordans, Kobe's, LeBron's, any type of shoe, they're going to want to see the actual shoe. Take a picture of the inside, tag, all of that stuff, and make sure you have all the details possible for your photos. Let's see. How's your Nike NFL stuff doing from Burlington? Too early, waiting for football season to get going. They've been doing pretty good. Like I haven't, let's see what I sold. Like I sold the pullover. I sold one of those like JJ Watt women's cutoff sleeve thing. Like I said, those polos, I sold like 3 or 4 of those Cowboys polos. So the NFL stuff has been doing good so far, and it's been really, really early. Like football season hasn't started yet. So I think that's really, really good. Let's see. Sometimes women's shoes can go first class. I've done it. I guess if they're super, super lightweight, you can do that. Be careful with buyers who have 0 feedback. Most don't pay. It's a waste of time. because they expect people to ship them out without paying. Yeah, the zero feedback, I'm like up and down when it comes to that stuff. I mean, if they're gonna buy it immediately, then obviously that's fine, cool, I'll go with it. But if they're sending me offers, most of the time I just deny it, because I mean, a lot of the zero feedback, they don't come through. So just, yeah, it's a hit or miss when it comes to that stuff. I found Jordan 7s, but they were B grades and they only wanted $80. Does B grades sell fast? Yes and no, depending what's wrong with it. I've sold some B grades pretty quickly. But more than likely, if they're B grades, you probably got a pretty good deal from Ross, more than likely. So take it as long as it's for your ROI and the profit that you want. Let me go back up. Let me see, where am I on here? Let me go to my store too, because I'm trying to answer some of these questions for some of the stuff that I've been selling, like some of the yeah, see, so some of one of them hasn't even paid yet, but the early season polo that I got from Ross, $12. 4 of those have sold. Let me go here and check. Man, trying to answer some of the questions in here. So the Barcelona, I mean, I'm still holding on to that jersey, especially for the kids one. It hasn't sold yet, so I still have that. Timothy, what is better for you, buy it now or auction? I always do buy it now, and unless you have a huge following with an auction, more than likely everybody's going to want their item as soon as possible. So I always do buy it now or best offer and try to sell it as quickly as I can. All right, so let me go back to what we were talking about. Number 3. Now, this is huge because I get a lot of emails every single day, and I get a lot of people that ask me, Glenn, does this sell? Can this sell? Can I get this amount of money for this? What do you think I should price this at? And I totally get it. You know, you don't want to make a mistake, but it's going to happen. Number 3, you're going to learn how to make decisions for yourself and use the tools available to you. Now, I know a lot of the new sellers asking me these questions. They want me to you know, price things for them. And that's one of the things too, is that over time, you're gonna have to do this for yourself. Hustler Hacks won't always be there to answer all your questions, but keep this in mind. You know, the tools are out there, obviously, using the eBay app. And when you see prices kind of scattered, one of them was kind of like the Untouchable cleats. People are like, man, these cleats are all over the place. What should I price them at? And that's totally up to you and your own business model. In my case, I saw some sell for like 140 and some people going for like $40, and those sold quick, and they eliminated themselves out of the market and pretty much got the lowest profit that they possibly can from that. So using the tools, practice using the app, you know, researching the market. When you're looking at, let's say, those cleats, did that item sell in the last 2 months? What do the price look like? And if they did, like, who's selling it now? And what sizes do they have available compared to the ones that you have available? Do they have a good feedback? Do they have zero feedback? Let's say you buy cleats, they're both size 9. You know, you're selling it, and then you have another seller that has zero feedback. I mean, you're already ahead of the game. They're a new seller. I wouldn't worry about them if they're priced low. If they do sell it, cool. They're going to eliminate themselves. Stay patient on the market with the price that you have. You're going to make the money that you want. You're not going to be an expert seller overnight. It's going to take time, obviously. But think about it. If someone else is also selling that same cleats, the same size, how can you one-up this seller? You can do it by plenty of ways, right? If you have better feedback, if you have the one-day handling time, if you're offering free shipping, sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Are your photos way better than this other person that just threw them on the floor and took a picture with, you know, it's all dark and stuff, they could barely even see it? Or did you take nice professional photos. They can see everything. They can see the inside tag. They know exactly what they're buying. Are you one-upping this seller to sell your item quicker than they are? Ask yourself that question when you're listing it. Let's see. You also want to check completed listing. Exactly. I mean, you want to check the completed listings. I always like to see within the last month to 2 months to see if that item sold. What did it sell for? What does the current market look like? I notice a lot of people that when they check the completed listings, they're looking at like highest first. I mean, you don't want to look at the highest. You want to see what that item is selling for right now. In the last couple of days, today, yesterday, what does the current market look like? Do the research, make decision for yourself. It's going to get easier over time. Yes, you will make mistakes. That's going to happen, which is going to lead to number 4. Reezy Resells, what's up? Says, hey, Glenn, he's in the live chat on Instagram. Have you ever been suspended on eBay? No, I haven't. Let me go back here. Timothy, photos make a difference for me when I buy. If they take the time to take good pictures, I take the time to look and maybe buy. And exactly. I mean, you don't want to be, think about it. If you are a buyer, do you want to guess and look around and see like, hey, is this really a good, a good item to buy or not? Does it look like it's scuffed up? Is it used or not? Do they have the right sizes on there? Are they authentic or not? Think about it as a buyer. And if you were a buyer looking at your actual listing, would you buy your item? Plain and simple. Let me go back up. Let's see. If a buyer has left you, hold on, this thing's going crazy. If a buyer has left you feedback for an item you sold and it's been more than 3 days after they left feedback, you can call PayPal. I have a few times I got my money the next day. So it looks like Maria, what? Hopefully I can see the name. Looks like they were answering a question. Don't you think football cleats would be hot because the season is about to start? Yes, football cleats are doing good right now. They're going to be for the next couple of months. Is there a way to post multiples of one item and have it buy it now or best offer? That's from Abe Bebe. As far as I can see, no. I have like cleats that I have listed on there, like 5 of them, different sizes, but I can't take a best offer. They're just a buy it now. So some people like, I know he doesn't show his store, but you can list it with slight variations, even though it's the same shoe. eBay doesn't really like that, but I mean, I totally get it. If you're looking for the best offer, you can do probably one for like, let's say the cleats, you have one at $100. You have another one at $99.95. You have another one at $98.95. They're kind of similar. They're the same shoe, but they're different sizes. Change the title. And of course, make sure the photos are at least somewhat different. But I know eBay doesn't really like very similar listings over and over again. But hey, you want to take the best offer, and it's what you have to do pretty much at this point. Let's see, Glenn, I found the same Puma King soccer cleats, and they were scuffed, unfortunately. Hey, that's what happens with Ross. Things all over the place, and people just throwing stuff all over the floor. And that's what I hate about it too. But the Puma King soccer cleats, those are really good. They did pretty good. I never found any other ones. That was the only one that I found, unfortunately. LA Henna says hi, little wave. Photos are great. Photos are a great point. I hate seeing someone trying to sell something and it is this blurry, crappy picture. Exactly. Let me see. The problem I had was I can't go to Ross or Marshall's that much. So every time I go, I felt like it was a waste of a trip not to buy something. And that comes with like everything when it comes to like thrifting, garage sales. Like when we went to Austin with Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, we're driving around, right, for I don't know how long looking for a garage sale. And his brother E-Money, he's like, oh yeah, it's over here. It's over here. And we stopped by and there's like no garage sale. So pretty much we drove around for nothing. but that happens. That's just part of the game. I mean, we're not going to find everything every single time we go to Ross or Marshall's, but as long as you're consistent with it, you're going every week, you're going 3 to 5 times a week, you will find something. The last 2 days for me, actually for Ross and Burlington, has been pretty dry, and just got to keep going and see what else I find tomorrow and the next day if I go again, and see what else we can get. Let me see. Mr. Javapino says, switch over from YouTube. So what's up again? Nice. Do you ever pick up the golf gloves, baseball batting gloves, or football gloves? The football gloves, I did sell some Jordan ones last year from Burlington. They were super cheap, and they sold for like $50 each. The football gloves did good. Golf gloves, I haven't really looked them up. Baseball batting gloves, I did sell those too. I think Nike ones. That one also might have been like a year ago. They're worth double checking. I did sell those on eBay. I didn't do it on FBA, which I was very close to doing an FBA, but it wasn't really doing that great. So I did sell those on eBay, but for sure you can do that. Sway, what's your take on outlets? Awesome. And kind of interesting too. If you're in El Paso, I don't know if you guys have looked it up recently, but K-Fox, they recently posted an article on there that they're going to be building like this outlet mall type of thing, bigger than the other mall that we have. And the good thing about it, it's going to be on the far east side, one exit away from me. So I'm pretty much going to be living there once they build that up. I'm hoping Nike will be there. What's FBA? Fulfillment by Amazon. And let's see, how do you keep images up on merch before you determine they won't sell and you just switch it out? So merch question randomly, but I'll answer it. Now that there's more competition, I would probably leave your designs on there for at least 4 to 6 weeks to see if you see any type of traction. So see if that helps. And let me see. Is Burlington a good place to shop at? Yes. I would go as many times as possible. And let me see. You can look at Hustlebee video to modify USPS boxes. Yes, so there is a different box that you can use if you need to use it for the actual shoe box. And so Hustlebee got that from, man, what was the other guy's seller? Clutch Swag, I think. So Hustlebee got it from Clutch Swag. Clutch Swag got it from this other YouTuber that figured out how to modify the box. So it's kind of been going. So people have been learning more and more about it. Let's see. Men's shoes sell better. Men's shoes, what sizes sell better? I've been sitting on size 13 and 14 cleats for a long time. Not sure if it's the size of the shoe or the shoe style. So this is also another question I can probably answer because I've gotten this through the emails. Soccer cleats, try to shoot for size 6, 7, 8, maybe even some 9s will sell good. The football cleats, that's been a different story. Now you're talking about sizes like 10.5, 11, 11.5, and some 12, so a little bit bigger. There's 2 differences in the cleats. Those are the cleats, at least the sizes that I would look at. Rage Veer, sorry if I messed up your name. Shout out, giving you a shout out there. Vogeltron, it's illegal to modify USPS flat rate boxes that will get you after a while. Yes, that is true. So you can't modify the flat rate boxes, but you can modify just the other priority boxes. They have different sizes that you can modify. You just can't do it to the flat rate boxes. And let me see. What do you do if your buyer doesn't leave feedback so you can't get your money pending on PayPal? You'll get your money, but it's going to take longer if they don't leave the feedback. Is it possible to get ungated on Amazon for Adidas and Under Armour? It is, but it's a difficult process. They're going to ask for probably like invoices, and I think it's like $1,800 or $1,200 or something like that. Bebe, I found about modifying the box from Brad Mills. There we go. So Brad Mills was the one that first started modifying those boxes. If you want to look him up on YouTube, to figure out how you can modify it for the actual shoebox to fit that in for low shipping cost. I don't know, maybe because we all have different like subscribers and stuff, I might have to show how to do it maybe on my channel so at least people can see it. But yeah, he started it first, and then Clutch Swag showed it on Instagram, and then Hustlebee started to show it on Instagram. So yeah, it's the 1095 box or the 1094 or the 1092. I think there's like 2 or 3 different ones you can pick. But that's the one right there. I remember seeing some men's Nike shoes size 15 at Marshall's, kind of regretting that, picking them up. If you find like huge Nike shoes and they're super cheap, like $4.99, which ends up happening at Ross and Burlington when nobody picks them up, pick them up. They're cheap. You might not sell them instantly, but at least you're going to make, you can at least sell them for 30 to 40 bucks, a low end, depending on the shoe. So that's definitely easy money. Let me see, what's the other? Let's see, I modify the boxes, but they're covered by modified poly bags. Also, any tips regarding selling with free shipping? I mean, not really any tips with that, just low postage. If you already know that your item is going to ship first class, then you already know it's going to be, you know, $4 or less. So you can add that in to your actual listing price, and then when you take a best offer, just keep that in mind. What is shipping going to cost you? So if you already know more or less what shipping is going to cost, it's relatively easy, and you already know what your ROI is going to be. So let me see. How can I find merch shirts designed by my favorite hustlers? That's a good question, Green Granny Resell. I think it just depends. Everybody has different store names. That's kind of tough. Michael, what up from Roswell? Nice, which is not too far. That's from Michael. Talk to him on Instagram. We all need Hustler Hack shirts. I know Zach. Actually, kind of interesting because he's been kind of interested in the shirt. I know I need to get some shirts in the gear. And K Got Soul YouTuber Scoop 208, which a lot of people probably already know, first showed how to modify the box before Brad Mills. So there we go. Scoop 208, Brad Mills, Clutch Swag, Hustlebee. There we go. Aaron Levine, thank you. Super chat. Thanks for the hard work. Really appreciate your channel. Really appreciate it, Aaron. $8 super chat. Shout out to you. Appreciate the $8. Sending that in. And shout out to Aaron on Instagram and on YouTube. Victor, shout out from New Jersey, nice. And Superman847 says nice as well. All right, number 4. And Aaron, let me know where you're from. I want to know where people are from because I try to figure out where I'm going to go for different meetups and stuff. So obviously the Phoenix one, Dallas and all that. But let me know, Aaron and everybody else, where everybody's from. At least I can try to make some other trips and see where I go. All right, number 4. Going back to the top 5 tips new eBay sellers need to know. Number 4 is you will make mistakes, but you will also live to see another day. And I know a lot of people that get hung up from like bad feedback or negative feedback. They get kind of like discouraged, like, man, should I really be doing eBay? This sucks, blah, blah, blah. I know mistakes are going to happen. Maybe you lost money on your first sale. Happens. Maybe you're kind of confused on how to ship things. Like Caroline, who sent me another message too, that she had gotten some issues too on shipping out different items and everything, and I helped her out too. And she was a little discouraged about it. I was like, hey, don't worry. The only way you can really, you know, look back at this is just like it's a learning experience. And the only thing you can do is to just keep listing. Keep listing no matter what. If you lost money, if you're still kind of confused, if you know, you had a negative feedback, it happens, but just don't stop. But that's the way you're going to learn, and you're going to keep growing from that. So I wouldn't worry about any type of mistakes that you have. Looks like everybody, let's see, Miami, come to Florida, LA, So California might be able to do. Miami, I've been wanting to go, obviously because of the Dolphins. So that might be kind of cool. There we go. The Craigman says Dade County in the building. Long Beach, California, come to LA. There we go. Another one. California, need to go over there. Kentucky, but I doubt you'll want to come here. Yeah, I haven't been to Kentucky. Let's see, Glenn. How do you? Well, shout out from Panama City, Florida. There we go. Another Florida. How do you get your item under the deals and savings? That's a good question. That's probably something I'm probably gonna have to look up. I don't know everything, but I'm gonna have to look that up. Glenn, please explain how to get how to get the buyer to leave feedback. I've been selling and the buyer forgets to leave feedback. You can leave them a message. Just let them know, hey, are you satisfied with the product? If you are, please, you can leave me feedback. Really helps me out. I'm trying to grow my store or my business. People have done that too to me, because sometimes I just get like so busy with stuff that I'm like, oh man, I forgot to leave feedback. And they'll let me know, hey, can you leave feedback? I'm trying to grow my store and stuff. I'm like, cool, you can. Or like Timothy said, or Zach said, you can leave a business card in there in the box. And if you do that, if you leave some type of business card or note, just put on there something like, thank you for purchasing something from my store, blah, blah, blah. If you're satisfied with this product, please leave me feedback. If you're not, satisfied, please contact me before leaving negative feedback. I'm willing to help you out, something like that, because people sometimes they overreact. And let's say they did receive the shoes and they weren't happy about it. Let's say they didn't fit them. Nothing. I mean, it's out of your control, right? Sometimes they just go overboard and they leave a negative feedback right off the bat, and you're like, come on, like really? If that's the case, you can definitely work it out with them, but leaving some type of note or something can help you. Vogeltron, I got a negative feedback once asking for feedback. They left me a negative and opened a case. That's crazy. Then again, yeah, some people do react differently, but most of the time, hopefully, they're kind of cool customers. Let's see. How much feedback do you have? 1,591 right now. Let me see. The note and messages help, but the best way to get feedback is to deliver fast and sell quality item and give them feedback. And that's what's kind of thing that's kind of weird too, because I haven't, like, most of the time I don't leave feedback until they actually leave feedback for me, just because you don't know what the buyer is. Sometimes they're really, really cool and they're quick, but sometimes they're not. And then if they come back with a negative, sometimes it is difficult to get it removed depending on that actual buyer. But just something to just kind of consider when it comes to the feedback. How's the heat in Texas? It is super hot. Well, actually, it's like 90 something. It will be hot when I go to Phoenix, though. Apparently, it's going to be around 103 or 105. Let me get that right. Green Granny resale, right? About 103, 105. Green Granny resale. I lost money on my first sale. That's an understatement. I was busy doing a victory dance to care. There you go. And I'm from Mississippi. And there we go. So now we can go to the last one. And last of the tips. Number 5, keep track of your expenses, your profit, and your fees. And this is kind of interesting too, because talking with 10K on the Bay, obviously a lot of people have been watching his videos. He's been helping out a lot of people. He's noticed too that a lot of people don't actually keep track of how much money they're actually spending and how much money they're making. And people do this because through PayPal, they have their money already sitting there, and then it just kind of like rolls. Like they just keep rolling that money into something else, and they buy other products. They're using the same money, but they're not really keeping track of things. Don't do this. keep track of how much money you're spending, please, because the main part of this, right, is to make money. Let me see. Let me go. Okay, so if you're let's say for Ross Finds, for example, you're spending $49.99 on a pair of Kobe's that you want to make. You want to sell for at least 120 bucks. You bought them for 149. So after that, how much is your eBay fee? How much is your PayPal fee? Did you offer free shipping or not? How much was that? How much did you spend on that kind of stuff? Keep track of the ROI and what your profit is. And remember that not everybody has the same system as you or wants to make the same money as you. Some of these new sellers lowballing the price on the cleats. Are they ruining the market? Yes and no, because they are going to eliminate themselves. But once they sell their item, they bought it for $16.99. They sold it for 45 bucks free shipping. Obviously, they didn't make a whole lot, but they're going to eliminate themselves. They're out of the question. They're out of the picture. Cool. Make the money that you want by staying patient on there and making sure that you get the return on investment that you want. If you're not making any money, then there's not really any point of doing it, right? I mean, you just don't want money just rolling over and over again. It's kind of funny too, because a lot of people get distracted with numbers and people posting all this crazy stuff on YouTube and Instagram. Hey, I sold, or I had 100,000 in sales. Okay, cool. But what was your actual profit? What did you actually make? And a lot of people, some people can't answer it. I remember Hustlebee told me that he was talking to somebody that was selling like a lot of the Nike shoes and a lot of the Burlington Ross finds. And he thought he was making at least 50% ROI on his items. But in reality, he was making like 15%. He was offering a lot of these items super cheap with free shipping. And I don't know, for some reason, something got kind of lost there. And he thought he was making, I guess, maybe he got confused with sales, with the actual profit. And since you see the money coming in, you figure like, okay, well, cool. Like now I have an extra 100 bucks, but not really keep in mind of how much they spent. And 10K in the Bay, he's been talking to me, and I think when we first talked to at the meetup, he has different masterminds and stuff, and a lot of people are having kind of like just weird issues and not really understanding, I guess, with making profit or how much they think they're making compared to actual sales. So keep that in mind. You must make money and keep track of all your expenses, profit, fees, and you're going to need this anyway when tax time comes around. All right, let me go back up to the live chat. What's the advantage of offering free shipping? That just depends on the buyer. I know as a buyer, when I look for stuff on eBay, I only want free shipping. I guess I just don't want to like calculate how much extra this is going to cost me, because when you see the price on there, you're thinking, okay, cool, 65 bucks. And then you're like, oh, but it's still an extra 20 for shipping. Okay, so it's not 65, now it's 85. How does 85 compare with what everybody else is selling? Now, if somebody's selling it for 75 free shipping, then obviously they have an advantage there. So I like free shipping as a buyer. I don't have to do extra math and try to figure things out on how much more this is going to cost me. Let me see. I got 10K feedback, Zach, so I can fetch a premium. That's from Volotron. Zach, when you guys list something, do you always list it as a second or third lowest price up rather than the lowest price up? I like to go in between. I just want to see what the current market looks like. And if I could do something that's around that same area and I'm not overdoing it where, you know, it's not going to sell for a while, but then again, I'm not lowballing anything. I like to stay in between. That seems to be helping me. When is tax time and when should we be doing it quarterly? I would be doing it quarterly, maybe at least after a first year or two of selling on eBay and Amazon. I really didn't start doing quarterly until I started getting serious about merch and I had that money coming in. but your tax guy might tell you differently. Totally up to you and how much money you're making. He told me to make the switch to quarterly, so I did that. So it's been going good, at least at the very end of the year. I know I don't have to sell a whole bunch, I guess pay a whole bunch of money, hopefully this year, compared to last. Let's see, the House of Hacks, good evening, Hustler. And Mr. Alpino says, gotta go to work, so see ya. There we go. What are the shoes on the shelf behind you? A lot of that stuff you guys already saw from the last, like, just different haul videos. You guys see the Kobe's in there. Some of the New Balance are down there too. And I always sort by lowest price and hope others to do too when I price things. That's from Casey. Do I need to worry about taxes when I'm only making about 1,000 so far? That you've made 1,000 so far within the year, or you've made 1,000 profit? Let me know, Zach. It's going to go through. Well, PayPal will send you the 1099. I believe it was what the 200 transactions, I think, is what it was. Let me know. You guys can correct me or not in the live chat. NJ Cinemas, this says what? Finally made it to the stream. And Superman, will you be picking up any of the new Gary V K-Swiss? That's kind of funny that I saw that too. And I will not be picking up any Gary V K-Swiss. I saw the kind of like the promo and all that for what entrepreneurs, I guess, entrepreneur shoe that Gary V is promoting. Casey, I thought it was after 20K sales. So yeah, it's 20K sales and 200 transactions. So 20 transactions. So right now it looks like you're good, Zach. You don't have to worry about anything like that yet. But as long as your store and eBay sales keep growing, you will. Eventually you'll get that coming in for tax time. Let me see, go back up. Everybody's talking about how hot it's going to be in Phoenix when I go. And do you get taxed on your profits or overall sales? Well, taxes are different for everybody because since I'm doing merch and I still get a check from my family business and some of the stuff from YouTube, it's just a totally different thing. So it just depends. It's tough to answer that for Jam 356 because you also won't get, I guess, your tax break and everything won't be too bad if you're working somewhere and you're doing this on the side. That helps you. So it's just totally different. What light do you use for your picks? I have those lights. I don't know if you guys can see it in the back right there. But I got those lights on Amazon. I don't think Instagram can see it, but on YouTube you can see them behind. They're just like those small lights. I got those on Amazon. I can probably find a link to see where I got those. And let me see. Do you ship your shoes in the boxes? For FBA, I prefer to put them in the boxes. I don't like to use like those brown boxes that I don't know, they're just very generic. I wouldn't trust it. I always use brand new with the original box. So I would do that for FBA. And then for eBay, it doesn't matter with the original box or not, you can still make good sales. So there we go. So that's it for the top 5 tips. Sell everything you don't use or you don't wear is collecting dust. That was number 1. Number 2, build your feedback and learn how eBay works. Number 3, you must make decisions for yourself. Use all the tools available. Number 4, you will make mistakes, but you will live to see another day. Please keep listing no matter what. Don't get down. And number 5, keep track of your expenses, your profit, and your fees. Make sure you're making money. Instagram, they're cutting me off. I only have a little bit of time remaining. Thanks, guys, for watching that. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to stay on YouTube for a little bit longer. Thanks, guys, for everybody that left comments and watch the live video on Instagram. So see ya. Go out and get it. Peace. All right. Instagram is done. And YouTube. Did you charge any of the setting for global shipping program or to leave it at original settings? I just did the original settings for global shipping program. And a lot of my sales recently have been through there. So I definitely recommend it if you can get in through the global shipping program. What if you charge a buyer shipping? Does PayPal, eBay base fees of what the item sold with shipping? Yeah, so you'll see that's like a totally different breakdown too, and you'll see that in the fees with shipping and how they do that with eBay. It's been a while since I've charged shipping, but I remember seeing that back in the day. And let me see, go back up. Oh man, where am I? Oh, I don't know where I went. What do you think? What do you think Ross or Burlington would do with the shoe boxes once they sell? They just get rid of their shoe boxes. Some people have been able to get the original shoe box from Ross and Burlington from a manager or something. I remember they did that a couple of times for me, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we have the original box for the shoe." They did that for me for the Boost that I picked up. Those huge size, 15 or 17 Boost that I picked up from Ross. They're like, "Hey, we have the original box for it if you want it." And I was like, "All right, cool." And they just brought it out from the back. So I think they just get rid of all the original boxes. But maybe you can hook it up with one of the workers or managers or something. They can give you the original box, but it kind of sucks. They just kind of toss them. Let's see. I saw a Brazil 2017 soccer jersey for $22, size medium at Marshall's. Is it good for resale? There we go. That's one of the questions. That was one of the tips that we talked about, wasn't it? Asking, cool, but I'm not going to do the research right now. And that's what you'd have to do. Do the research. See what it's selling for right now. Because in the end, when you're there in Marshall's, you have it in your hand. You're going to have to know how to use the tools through eBay and see what works for you. How can you increase your traffic on eBay when sales are slow? That's from Be Rich. And in your case, I would look at to see who else is selling your item and how you can one up those other sellers. Like we talked about, better pictures, maybe a better price, maybe better shipping. Do you have more feedback? Are you a better? Do you have better pricing? We talked about that too. That's what I would probably do, but also depends on that current item and if that item is really popular or not. Let me see. Can you explain a little bit more about global shipping? For global shipping, do you accept returns? You're going to have to do it anyway with eBay. Accepting, it's kind of like their money back if they don't like the item. And I mean, I offer it for all my items. So with global shipping, to explain a little bit more, if someone buys it from, let's say, the UK, so in my case, like I sold shoes, the New Balance for $90. Someone bought them from the UK. It's $90, free shipping on my end. I'm going to ship it to the global shipping program, which is eBay in Kentucky, to their warehouse. When they get it, now they're going to ship it to the person in the UK. But that person in the UK does not get free shipping like the way I would for the US people that buy my item. They actually have to pay shipping, and eBay gives them a new total of what that whole item total looks like. So I think it cost them, so it was $90 for the shoes, and then it cost them like an extra, I think it was $18 for shipping. So in the end, they spent $108 for the shoes compared to someone in the US where it cost just the $90 free shipping. So that's the way it works. You ship it to eBay, to their warehouse in Kentucky, and then they'll ship it to that buyer. And if you're not doing global shipping program, then you're just gonna, and if you're accepting, I guess, anybody that could buy your item outside of, the US, then you're just at full risk of if they ever get the item or not, you will never know, because once it leaves here, eBay kind of takes the blame when it comes to the global shipping if they get it or not. But in your case, you'll never know. Sometimes you can, obviously the buyer will be like, all right, cool, I got it. Sometimes you won't even hear from them, and it's just kind of iffy if you're not in the global shipping program. So I definitely recommend it if you can, because not everybody can. Been kind of dry lately on Ross besides the soccer balls. Not sure if it's getting higher competition or just not getting much good stuff. Yeah, well, Ross last couple of days, I haven't really seen him get any new things, at least in my area. I went, yeah, last 2 or 3 days, just different things. And I just saw the same items. I didn't even see any new items. So probably just have to see when they get something new. Let's see, Volgotron seems like everyone who was an FBA or thrifter is now going to wholesale and making enough capital. Let me see. And let me go back up and see anything else. eBay nervous about global shipping. And Casey taught my mother eBay business in January, and since then she's become a top-rated and power seller. That's crazy. Man, not too long ago, too. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's it for the live video. We went over an hour talking about the tips and everybody in Phoenix. And we're about, less than a week and a half away. And look out, check your emails. I will be sending that if you haven't gotten it already about all the details in Phoenix when I meet you guys out there. And it's going to be pretty sweet, and we'll see what we find. And yes, everything will be in the channel. We'll vlog whatever we find at the outlet. And of course, when we meet up, talk, all that stuff, you guys will see that too. So thanks for all your help. Can't wait for the meetup. Yes, sir. Jeff, we'll see you there. Denny Ryder, we'll see you there. And who else? Green Granny Resell, Rad Seller. Some other people in here. We'll see you guys there in Phoenix. And Zach, check out that Facebook post. Yes, let me go do that right now. I'll check that for you, Zach, and see what's going on. So thanks, guys, for watching this video. Friday, Ross finds of the week. And that will be on there. It's a pretty cool one. You guys will like that one for sure. And Bebe, see you in Phoenix. Yes, sir. Danny Ryder, we'll see you then. See you guys. Go out and get it.